You guys are the beginning. Y'all are the founding members of this iteration. This group has had life before. Valencia knows that. And we taught through the group. I mean, every Thursday night or something like that. We was on here 2-3 hours. One night we was on here for almost 4 hours. I don't teach like that anymore because half of the people were asleep and they couldn't remember what had happened that Friday before, and nobody ever goes back and watches videos that are that long. So I don't do that anymore. But those videos, and again, it's just about my time, I'm going to make them available to you all, right? It's probably a total of, I want to say 18 or 24 of them, because we did a 6-week, I did 2 6 weeks and a 4-week. So I have all of that video, but the only 2 of the sets will be in here. So it'll probably be anywhere between 16 and like 24 videos that I'm gonna put in here. And it's this kind of format, right? Same kind of Zoom format. And you got people asking questions and getting stuff done. It's very lively. I wanted to wait and edit it because some of it was around the time that Donald Trump was running for president. And it's a lot of political stuff at the end of them that I don't know whether or not I want everybody to hear. But I may just go ahead and release it anyway. He's in office, and what can I do now? So this morning, everyone, we are going to be talking about, I made a joke and wrote down, you know how I say which comes first, the chicken or the egg or the chicken? So which should you be first, an investor or an agent or an investor? And so I wanted to kind of go through some pros and cons, and I wanted y'all to help me with that. Because I think that when you participate, whenever I speak in front of small or large audiences, I say y'all do understand that this is a participatory sport, right? So you got to give, I got to give, I receive, you receive. So let me tell you a little bit about how I started in this business. I got my real estate license when I was 19 years old in New York. I worked out of Century 21, which was in Queens. So I got on the Belt Parkway because did I have a job? I did have a job. I was working for Local 372, which was a Board of Education employees, cafeteria workers, union, you know, all the people who work in the school, the paraprofessionals, all those people. And I worked for the president of that local. And so I think somebody has said something to me about getting my license. So I drove, they let me take time. I drove out to the class every day to take class, and then I passed it, and then I joined out in Century 21 because houses at that time were more expensive out there in the Queens, Long Island area than they were where I lived in Brooklyn. And so I wanted to do business out there. I did it for a little while. I probably sold 1 house, and I was like, I don't want to do this no more. When y'all learn a little bit more about my story, the details of my story, you'll learn why I really stopped doing it, but I'm not telling y'all that today. So that's way too much information for this class. And so fast forward, came down to Maryland and kept my license, took the test and everything to keep my license. Probably about maybe 20 years ago when I was 30 or so, did a couple of more sales. But I didn't like real estate as a licensed person because at that time we would actually put people in our cars, right, and take them to look at houses. Like we actually did that. We would put people in our cars, you know, come on girl, you know, oh, come on y'all, you know, take you around, show them a gazillion houses, you know, and everybody would be like, oh yeah. And I was dumb. So I would take people around, show them houses that hadn't gotten qualified yet. And then I would get back and I would find out that they had a 200 credit score and you know what I'm saying? And they couldn't do nothing. So that was a waste of my time. I hadn't been mentored, right? So I wasn't doing it the right way. Let my license go, got it again, took the test again, got it again. This time I sold some more houses. But I, you know, because everybody said, girl, you losing money, you need to be an agent, boo, 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 boo. Yeah, okay. I still didn't like it, right? But I had sold properties and I was an assistant for my mother, who was an aggressively successful real estate agent, top 5% in the country for many years. So I did a lot of stuff with her, for her, marketing for her, showing houses, pulling comps, doing all of that kind of stuff. And so I learned a lot about the business. And then we're going to fast forward again to this year, when a lot of you guys know I went back and got my license. I had to sit class. I took the class 3 times, once in New York and 2 times down here. Took the test once in New York and 2 times down here. praise God, I passed the test the first time I took it. Drove everybody in the testing room crazy because I was talking to myself out loud, looking at the screen because I wasn't sure whether or not did I pass? Did I pass? And the girls next to me, I said, how do you know? She was like, shh. So I passed the test and I have my license now. Ain't sold not near a house yet. But this is the point. I got my license because I felt like as an investor, I was losing money by not having my license. We will do mailings. The signs will be here. The guy who does the signs for us is locally. Haywood and I have been using him for literally, Haywood's been using them for longer than me, for about 18 years. I've been using them for about 14 and a half years. His wife got really sick, and so that shut him down last week. But he called me yesterday and said the signs will be ready on Monday for me to pick up. So I will be going to pick up all 100 signs, right? Rashid and Haywood are going to, Rashid said he wants to learn how to put the signs up. So Haywood said he would supervise that. I prefer to pay somebody to put the signs up because I just want them up. But Haywood is a master at bandit signs. So whoever puts them up, I'm still going to have him follow that person around. And so when those leads come in from those signs, most of those leads are going to be just keeping it 100 with you. People who prefer to sell retail for full price. That's what people do. And so we're going to have to sift through them to see what's what. I saw Stacy the other day. Why isn't he in class? Why is he messaging me? Okay. So I saw Stacy the other day. I saw Stacy yesterday, and I was expressing to him how excited I am to start working with you guys to go through those leads. But I do want some of you to pursue getting your real estate license, right? I talked to Valencia about it briefly a couple of weeks ago. So let's go over the pros, which means the good things. To be an agent or not to be an agent. What's one of the pros? So the pro is something that I never gave let me not say bad words. I never gave too much of a care about, which is how excited people get when they find out that you have a license. So people's impression, right, of you, it changes, it alters. Having a real estate license makes them feel like you know so much, right? Like you are. I had somebody tell me after literally, I'm 51. I got my license when I was 19. So how many years is that? 30 years in this business? Not quite 30. Yeah, 30 years over 31 years in this business. I had one of my best friends actually say to me when I got my real estate license, "Oh, girl, now you really official." I have made more money in 1 year than most real estate agents have made in their whole entire careers. Most real estate agents. So to now say that because I have this piece of paper and I sat in a class for 60 hours and I took this dumb test that didn't make no sense because I know for a fact you never use any of that stuff again, that now I'm official is absolutely ludicrous. But one thing y'all better get if y'all jumping into this business or any other entrepreneur endeavor, people are generally pretty dumb. I'm just keeping it 100% with y'all. That's real. The people who endeavor to be entrepreneurs and launch out there on their path and really get stuff done, those are the most intelligent folks on the planet. When I say dumb, I just mean people are following like sheep behind stuff that they see. They don't take the time to validate or to understand what's really happening. The whole licensing thing is just a way to get money. Y'all understand what I'm saying? They say it's a way to protect the public, but it's just a way to get money. The however is, my girlfriend Lorette says that all the time. That's like my new stolen phrase that I love. The however is, people have a different perception of you when you have your license. So that's number one reason to get your license. Number two, you can take advantage of more types of deals that come to you, right? So I'm now able to list the properties that come to me through the signs, right? So it gives you multiple ways to make money in real estate, right? That's what it does. To make money in real estate. It gives you multiple ways to make money in real estate. right? And so and then I'm going to expound on that. So as an agent, and I'm probably going to confuse the hell out of everybody right now, but I want to tell you this because I didn't understand this myself. As an agent, I can still put a property under contract as a wholesaler, right? And then there's a way for me to also list that property. So there's a way for me basically to make double money. I can get a commission and I can get a wholesale fee. As an agent, you can get paid twice. And I thought that was illegal, right? Because somebody came to me with that and I was like, ooh, that sounds good, but I ain't trying to get locked up. I ain't trying to lose my license. I'm not trying to get in no trouble. And typically, I don't care nothing about getting in trouble, but it was hard. This class was hard this time. This class at 51 was a whole damn lot harder than it was at 31 and at 19. Believe that. So I don't want to take it no more. I don't want to. And I don't want to jeopardize my license. So you have to know how to do that, but you can make double money. You can make commission and you can make wholesale fee when you have your license. Absolutely, beyond a shadow of a doubt, you can do both of those things. Let's look at number 3. Number 3 would be, how do I want to say this? It'll get you into more doors. So maybe it's kind of like the same thing about what people think about you, but it opens up more doors for you, right? It opens up more doors. And by that, I mean, now I say I'm a real estate agent. Since I said I was a real estate agent, I've been invited to speak at 5 different seminars. Okay? I don't know no more about or no less about real estate, no more about real estate today than I did in March when I got my license. But people are now reaching out to me to speak at their events. Because now, like my friend said, I'm official. I'm a real estate agent, right? So it opens up more doors and it designates you guys, as an expert. So write that down. It designates you as the expert. It doesn't really, I'll just tell y'all, it not really. But in the minds of the public, it designates you as the expert. So let's change from opens up more doors. It designates you as the expert. And because of that, it creates more trust for what you do, because people know that you're being governed by a municipality, right? And that's a big deal when you're doing real estate. Point in fact, as a property I'm going to see at 4:30. I wanted to be going at 1:30, but I can't. So property I'm going to see at 4:30. And she was talking to me about the property and everything. And it wasn't until I said, well, actually, I'm a licensed agent. Then she was, okay, I'll drive from Woodbridge. And that made all the difference in the world for her. So, and then another one, a young lady, I got this deal that I'm working in New York, almost all by direct message, by Facebook Messenger, and just was doing stuff with her till like 12 o'clock last night. And she didn't want to do it with me, the business, until I told her I was a licensed agent. She didn't want to work with me. And then another deal that Rashid and I are doing, that young lady was hesitating until I told her I was an agent, and then she started moving. And then she said, can I see your agent site? I was like, okay. And then she started moving. So it creates more confidence for the public, and it makes people trust you more. So that's it for me for the pros. Can y'all think of any other pros that being an agent creates? Anything? Oh, you get commission.
Oh, I was going to say the ability to be able to pull comps quicker than having to wait for somebody to pull.
That's a big one. That's a big one. I forgot to write that down. That's a big one. You know why? Because I always am able to pull comps because people let me. I'm not supposed to say that, but I'm always able to pull comps. But pulling comps is huge. Oh, I got another one. So pulling comps, and also the ability to, and Stacey, I think you and I talked about this, the ability to see what's in the system, to have access to other leads because of the withdrawals and the expired listings, number one. Number two, to also have access in the system to properties that just been sitting there. See, most real estate agents are raggedy. Just keeping it 100. They put stuff under contract, and if it's not a super duper house they're gonna make a whole lot of money on, they let it sit. To them, it's a dud. But if you're an agent, you can go through the system, or you can have your assistant go through the system and pull those properties. Okay, and those are deals because they're just sitting there. So the seller is what? Motivated, right? So you can pull more deals because the seller is absolutely positively motivated. There you go, motivated, motivated, motivated. I might come up with some more, but right now, I think that was 6 that I have of the pros. So we're gonna talk about the pros and the cons, and then we're gonna talk about which do you do first, and then we're gonna talk about which do you do first, because that's the thing that most people don't understand. So the cons are the bad thing. When I was younger, I had such a hard time understanding that which one meant good and which one meant bad. But anyway, so the cons is the bad, right? What's the bad thing? Almost everything that I said, well, let me not say that. So one of the things that is a con is that you are now regulated by a municipality. Why is that bad? Because there's stuff that I was doing as a independent investor, not illegal stuff, but stuff that's not allowed by the Board of Realtors, by the National Association of Realtors. Things that I cannot do now that I could do before. If I do them, some things I just can't do. Some stuff I just cannot do. Just my person cannot do anymore in the way of doing real estate business. But most of them, like the lady that I talked to in the other property in Baltimore, she said, what I said to her was, I have to disclose that I'm a realtor. No. Somebody tried to cancel the recording. Who did that? I have to disclose that I'm a realtor. So I said, well, look, I'm a realtor, and what I say is, but in this particular instance, I'm not operating in that capacity, right? So I have to tell her that. But there's so many things. My teacher in real estate class basically told me that she was always going to be watching us, and that she didn't have a problem reporting people who did stuff that they weren't supposed to do. Now, believe it or not, even though she said that, I really like her a lot, because I wouldn't have passed that class if it were not for her in the way that she teaches. She teaches in the way that I learn, right? Through conversation and examples. And she, though, is a real stickler. Like, for instance, I haven't put my real estate agent page up yet because I can get in trouble if I don't put it up and put all the right stuff that's supposed to be there to denote that I am a licensed agent. And my broker and I haven't done all that stuff yet because I'm terrified I'm gonna get in trouble. So that brings to me the second thing. You're always scared. And it's true. You talk to them. I never understood why they were so scared, because I didn't stop. I'm an entrepreneur first. I'm an entrepreneur first, an investor second, and a realtor third. So I never understood why people were always so paranoid, because I never really paid attention in class. But one of the things about age is that I think you hear things differently than you used to hear them. It's a blessing. And I heard things way differently than I had heard them before. And I learned a lot of stuff. But I also understood that I had to watch myself, which is very scary for me. Now, I will say in a heartbeat, I'll call the person who brought me into Exit. I'll call Christian Anderson in the middle and say, I want to do so and so and so and so and so. Am I going to get in trouble? Because I don't want to get in trouble. So I'm much more paranoid about it. The third thing kind of links into that too, is that you feel restricted. So you feel restricted as an agent trying to invest. You feel restricted as an agent trying to invest. And you are restricted. Not that you just feel it, but you are restricted from some things that you could and could not, you cannot do now that you could do before. You do. You definitely feel restricted. Being an agent, like I said, is a good thing, but in order for you to do business as an agent, you have to create a separate entity that you do business through as an investor. So I do business through my corp as an investor. I never show up as myself. I show up as myself as an agent, but I show up as a corporation as an investor, because I don't want to get smacked on the hand, and my corporation is not the agent. So I can do that without getting into trouble. I probably still could get into some trouble, but I can do that without getting into trouble. One of the other things that's a negative or can be a con is all the fees you have to pay. always used to tell people call me, I have signs up sometimes that say learn real estate investing. People will call me and say, well, I was going to do that, but you know, I'm not paying all them fees. Just to get started, you got to be in, I mean, I'm talking from the point of taking a test to the point of actually getting your license. Forget about having all your credentials and being signed up with the board is easily about $1,200–1,300. You have to have that. Now, it may not be a lot of money, but it's a lot of money if you ain't got no money. You understand what I'm saying? If you're trying to make money. On the other hand, as a real estate investor, if I teach you wholesaling, you need your lips and your tongue to run your mouth, right? You need your hands. You probably don't even really need your eyeballs. You need to be able to get a property, put it under contract. If you got a buyer, you can find a way for that buyer to fund that whole joint. You get that earnest money deposit from that buyer and you put it down as your earnest money deposit. You understand what I'm saying? So you can literally do real estate as an investor without having a lot of upfront cash. Get yourself some cards, get you somebody to do, because I'm going to have somebody come on and talk about have a website set up and what Stephen Neville talks about, which is acquisition marketing. So I'm going to have him, and he talks about how to put yourself out there on the internet through social media for you to find more leads and find more deals. And so that's the other negative thing. It costs a lot, not just one time, but you got to keep paying them fees. So if you're not going to do business, you shouldn't be a real estate agent, okay? Because you need to be doing the deals to make the money to pay for stuff. How much y'all think the average agent makes in this country?
Per year?
How much?
You said per year?
Per year.
I would say probably about 50,000, depending on where they are and where they're located.
$45,000 a year. Okay. Now, if it's an extra $45,000 a year, then hoorah, right? But if it ain't an extra $45,000 a year, I ain't saying a whole lot when considering you got to pay all that daggone money. My camera just went out again. I don't know what's going on with my daggone phone. I hate to have that the face speed that I'm making on camera. That's not cool. That's not cute at all. So they don't make a lot because the average agent is working what? Part-time, right? That's what the situation is. The average agent is working part-time. So because they're working part-time, they're not making that kind of money. Most agents do about 2 to max 4 deals a year. Everybody is frozen. So I'm going to come out of here. Daggone it. This thing is driving me nuts. And it looks like I'm up here 2 times now. I don't know what's going on. So, so you want to, the average agent only makes $45,000 a year because they're doing about 4 deals a year. You know, on average cost, you get paid 6% per deal. Now you have to share some of that with your broker, right? I'm at exit, and so, okay. I'm at exit, and so at exit you pay, they keep 30% of your money. The only reason that I agreed with that, right, is because exit also is you can recruit. So I don't know if you guys remember saying I'm a network marketer. So I'm network marketing, and I know I'm a great recruiter, right? On average, I typically will personally recruit in a business anywhere from 80 to 200-300 people personally. Now after that, I don't have to keep recruiting because the team grows. And so because that's the expertise that I have, I am excited about exit because I can recruit. So I'll get paid 10% from the commissions, 10% of the commissions that the people that I recruit make. So for me, it was okay to give up the 30, right? Because I'm going to make the difference in my passive income like a network marketer from the agents. But see, what's different is I'm going to train my agents. Most people sign people up and they don't tell them nothing. They just say, go make money and give it to me. But I'm going to train my agents and teach my agents how to be, guess what? Investors. Because that's why most people get their licenses in the first place. So which do you do first? In my opinion, you become an investor first. And then you become an agent. And the reason for that is because as an investor, you develop an entrepreneurial mindset. My personal opinion, and this is just my personal opinion, most real estate agencies have developed more of a 9-to-5 worker bee kind of mentality. And they like to keep it like that because they want to make sure you stay within the rules, right? But as an investor, you kind of like the wild, wild west, right? You're a rebel. You do what you want to do, when you want to do it, how you want to do it, within reason, and you always take care of people, of course, right? But once you learn, and I'm going to do a whole training on entrepreneurship, because what most people don't get about this business, real estate investment, not Valencia, not you, because Valencia got a job, but she a straight hustler, okay? And maybe that's the New York up in you, right? So, you know what I'm saying? So we always hustling. We learn if you don't hustle, you don't eat. You get stepped on, trampled on, you forgotten. So we hustle like we gonna die if we don't. And so, but most people don't have that mentality. They're kind of indoctrinated into the whole 9-to-5. You all give me work and then I do the work. I do what y'all gave me to do, and and then I get my check. Entrepreneurship is not like that. Real estate investing is not like that. You're as good as your last deal. You're as effective, you're as rich as your last closing. You know what I'm saying? You stacking cash. And and you, of course, if you're doing turnkey, then you're investing, you're buying and holding, you're doing developments, different stuff like that. However, you got to be okay if you don't like people. You got to be okay if people don't like you. You got to be okay if it's raining outside, if it's snowing outside. You got to be okay if you don't feel good, because ain't nobody giving you a check unless you produce. Unless you close on something, get a contract. It's not like work. We don't get no sick days, we don't get no personal days, we don't get no vacation days. We got to keep hustling. Keeps us hungry, keeps us moving. I've had years when I'm tired and I don't feel like doing that, and I've gotten jobs, okay? Because it takes a lot of energy, and you have to be able to keep that thing up. But being an investor first gives you a better mindset, gives you a better vantage point, which is the other reason why when I went back and took the test again, I took the class again, I saw it completely different. When I took the class this time, because I've been investing all these years, it was like, oh, they were sick of me in class. They hated me. It was like, could y'all get her out of here? Could she shut up so we could go on with the rest of the class? Because I kept seeing different ways that I could improve my investment life as an agent, and other ways that I could help investors learn how to do the business better if they understood the business and saw it through the lens of an agent. And so I got super excited and I got more out of it. I believe that you guys will, hold on a second. I believe that you guys will absolutely have a better experience as agents and investors if you become an successful investor first, because it'll have you see that whole world differently. It'll have you see, I saw so many pockets of money that I had not seen before as an investor by benefiting from being an agent. I saw more money that I could bring to myself by doing all kind of stuff. And every time I came up with something in class, the teacher was like, well, you should do that. That's why you in here, because you needed to learn that. And she's right. I developed a whole bunch of new streams of income for myself and for other people as a result of taking that class. So in my opinion, which comes first, the chicken or the egg, right? The chicken being the real estate agent and the egg being the investor, the egg comes first. So I would learn this business first. I'm not saying you have to do it for years, but I would do some deals first, and then I would, though, eventually get my license. I literally have lost hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars over the past years because I have not had my license. And that's an absolute fact. Hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars because I have not had my license. I will not do that anymore. Oh, and the other pro for having your license is even if you don't actively do it and you don't do the sale, I can refer the deal to another agent to actually work the deal. And I still get 25%. And so as exit, I'll refer to them to do the deal. I'll get 25% and I'm going to get 10% because I recruited them into the exit system. That's just a win-win situation. Before, I would be referring deals all over this great country of ours. America was already great. But I've been referring them to all over this country of ours, and I never got any money for it. Now, if I refer somebody to somebody in Florida, they got to give me 25%. And if I refer them to in Florida and I recruit the agent to exit, I'm getting 35% of the deal. Okay. Now the 10% does not come out of the agent's money. 10% comes from the company, so it doesn't come from the agent that I get. So that's the deal. Anybody got any questions about being an agent versus being an investor and how you fit in? Okay. All right. So we'll move on to the next thing, which is partnering. Right? How many of you have wanted to partner in real estate investing? I see you, David. Stop, David. Look at the road. Look at the road, David. So none of that. Put the damn phone down. So partnering is amazing. And Lacey McCollum is my partner, and he's my other half. And I, have learned so much more about the depth, possibilities of partnering through working with Lacey and watching Lacey work. Right. So in the beginning, I never even looked at wholesaling like it was partnering, but it is, right? Isn't that partnering? A partnership is when you're working with somebody to achieve a common goal, right? That's what a partnership is. So when you're wholesaling, well, let me take it back, even co-wholesaling. So co-wholesaling, you guys, is when you put a property, when somebody puts a property under contract to wholesale it, to sell that contract to somebody who wants to landlord, rehab, or develop, right? Rehab or develop. And then they sell, wholesaling is when they sell that contract. Well, co-wholesaling is when I come along, let's say, Adrian, you put a property under contract, right? And you got the property under contract and you say on you put it under contract for $35,000. Let's use an even number, $20,000. And then I come along and I say, hey, Adrian, I got buyers, right? I could sell that. I probably could sell it, Adrian, how much? You put under contract for 20, but you got it out there in the world for, let's say, 35. So you're going to make a $15,000 wholesale fee, right? So I say, hey, check this out. If you share your wholesale fee with me, I'll bring you a buyer. If I bring you a buyer, will you share your wholesale fee with me? And I say, yeah, because I want to sell it, right? And then you negotiate with that person. Some people will give you half. Some people won't give you half. Some people will pay you a couple of $1,000s. But really, I tell people when it comes to wholesaling, stop getting caught up about trying to make all this money. It's a wholesale deal. You ain't bang no nails. You ain't knock no walls down. You ain't do none of that, right? All you did was put two people together. So as a co-wholesaler, you really shouldn't be tripping because you didn't even find the deal, right? You didn't have to go in the dirty, nasty house to find it, to figure out what's what. I will say the however is, I know that's my new phrase, the however is, if the wholesaler that you're working with don't know bubkus about the property, you still need to know. So if the wholesaler that you're working with, you ask them, how many square feet? I don't know, look at the records. How much work need? I don't know, look at the records. What's the comps? You better not have the same answers when you get back out there in the world. So if you're co-wholesaling, use it as your training ground. Use it as your training ground to become a professional wholesaler on your own. Find out the square footage. It's really easy. Go to property records. Make sure that there's pictures taken at the house. Tell a person, okay, I'll go take pictures. If you don't have no pictures, I'll go take pictures or I'll go do a video. Because you're going to make money, right? And you're going to learn. That's the biggest thing. You're going to be learning, right? Find out more about the neighborhood. Get your own damn comps ran. Don't depend on that person's comps. Really go and see what the repair costs look like they are in the house. Do the work. Be the wholesaler while you're the co-wholesaler. Be the wholesaler. That's the trick. Co-wholesalers don't have no respect from people. The reason why people say, y'all have heard this phrase a million times, daisy chain. Take the daisy chain. All these people added into the deal. Everybody eating up money. And people hate it because most of the people in the deal still don't know squat about the deal. Don't be that person. Say, yeah, I'm in the deal, but honestly, I'm going to bring you more value because I'm actually doing my homework. I can't speak for the person who has a property under contract. And don't lie. Don't tell people that you're the seller, and don't tell people that you're the person who has a property under contract, because that's a lie. That's an L. That's a lie, right? Tell the truth. Say, I'm working. This is how you can say it so people don't get mad at you. You know, I'm partnered with some people who have a property under contract. We do this together. And I'm not going to add to your number. That's why you want to negotiate the number that you're going to get paid as a co-wholesaler with the person who actually has the property under contract. You want to negotiate with that person for your fee, unless you have a bevy of buyers who pay you a set fee. Because there was a guy I had that worked out with at one time. He was a buyer that I worked with, but he absolutely would pay me a certain. I had worked out with him. If property is valued from this to this much, you pay me $3,000. If it's this much to this much, you pay me $5,000. If it's this much, then you pay me $10,000. Like, that's how I had it worked out with him. And because wholesaling is a volume business, right? Because it's a volume business, you're not trying to get rich on every single deal. So I always ask people, as a co-wholesaling partner, right? What amount of money, you guys answer this for yourself. What amount of money would you not take for a co-wholesale deal? What's too little? Anybody got an answer? Somebody better say something. What's too little? Anybody got a number?
I don't think there's really a number that's too little, but maybe 0.
Stacy said anything under $1,500 is too little. You got a number, Adrian?
I would say under 2,000. It would be depending on what the deal is and how much.
Okay, Valencia says she don't have a number. David, don't look at the camera. Just tell me, what's your number? Anything under what would you not take for a wholesale deal?
Anything under, I wouldn't take anything under 1,000.
Okay. So anybody who said a number, I should hang up on you right now. And the reason I say that, you guys, is because why wouldn't you? You didn't go find the deal. You didn't spend no money on the deal. You didn't have to come up with no earnest money deposit. You didn't do nothing. All you did was find some daggone body who's got a property under contract, who wants to get rid of the property, you come to them and say, I'm gonna help you, right? And so you shouldn't have a number. I don't have a number. Now, am I gonna fight to get the highest number? Hell to the yes, right? But if I gotta make a decision about whether or not I'm gonna take the deal or I'm gonna participate, if I go to a buyer and I figure out that I can only squeeze out of it, say, because sometimes, you guys, people who have the property under contract, they are absolutely positively not going to want to share their money with you, right? Maybe they don't got a lot of money in the deal, I don't know, but they're not going to want to share their money with you. And because they don't want to share their money with you, I'm not walking away from any money. I'm just not. I'm not saying no to nothing. So sometimes what you might have to do, hold on a second. Sometimes what you might have to do, quite honestly, is figure out what exactly, you might have to negotiate with the person who has a property under wholesale. If they don't want to negotiate with you, then you're going to have to figure out, because see, if I know people who want to buy property, you're going to buy it from me. So even if I have to go to the buyer and say, I tell you what, I have access to a bevy of real estate, and you could get them for great deals. However, I need you to pay me some kind of finder's fee. I have finder's fee agreements. I don't wholesale every deal. As a matter of fact, if I can get away with just doing a finder's fee contract, I will do that in a heartbeat. Excuse me, because then I don't have to mess with that person. So I have finder's fee agreements that I do with people. If I figure out I can make $500 from saying, go over there and talk to him, he got a deal for you. And I know that person's got the cash, and I know they're ready to rock and roll, and I know they're ready to do it. Give me my 5 bills. Don't turn down no money. What's wrong with y'all? I tell you what. The next time y'all find a co-wholesaler and I got somebody to buy, and you say you don't want no less than $1,500 or $1,000 or whatever, give it to this chick right here, because I'm going to take it all day. I'm going to knock you down to take it. You understand what I'm saying? Real talk. I'm not turning down no shmoney's, none. So that's the answer to that. There's no fee too low, unless you just think the person is an a-hole. You understand what I'm saying? If there's somebody you don't want to do business with, I get you on that. Because there are definitely those people. I've talked to some people over the past couple of days who would like to give me money to sign up for this program, and I'm not going to take it because I don't want to mess with it. So all money is not good money, right? All money is not good money. But as a co-wholesaler, you want to do your homework and you want to be building your, all the same stuff you doing. And even as a property locator, I have a property locator class that I teach. I'm getting ready to blast it out to one of my meetup groups. And in my property locator class, I'm telling these people who are just looking for properties to function like they're wholesalers. Know your business. So even as a co-wholesaler, you better, your primary function is not looking for properties. What is it? As a co-wholesaler, your primary function, the skill set that you better have sharpened like a knife is what skill set? I'll post this stuff. Nobody said nothing yet. What y'all think? It ain't a trick question. Stop looking like, y'all looking like, it ain't a trick. I tried to trick y'all. It's not a trick question, I swear to God. It's building your buyers list. As a co-wholesaler, you better be more interested in building your buyers list, right, than worrying about where you get, because you don't have to figure out where you're going to get properties from, because you're getting them from the people who's already wholesaling them. They already got them under contract. So if you're truly a co-wholesaler, right, or property locator, then the skill set you have to build, family, is the skill set that helps you build your buyers list and develop relationships with those buyers. Y'all got me? That's your skill set that you got to build the hell out of, is you're building your buyers list. Really, it always is. As a wholesaler, that's your primary concern. Had a student one time before, LaShawn, and I could say her old name, so then nobody will know I'm talking about, LaShawn Gilliam. And LaShawn, at one time when she first got in, she was like, I got more contracts than anybody. Boom, boom, boom. I think in 1 month she had like 15 contracts. I was like, girl, do that thing. You'll be, However, she ain't had no buyers. Contracts without buyers is like being in a Rolls Royce, being excited you got a Rolls Royce and not having no money to put gas in it because you can't go nowhere. Right? So you want to building a buyers list in this business is so important. How do you do that? By networking. Again, another form of partnering. Everything I'm talking to you about is partnering. You're partnering as a co-wholesaler. You're partnering with buyers as a wholesaler. You're always partnering. All of those are forms of JVs. Y'all always hear JV deals, joint venture, JV. All of that's a form of JV, right? Every single bit of it is a form of doing some kind of joint venture, partnership. Two people working together towards the same goal for a mutually beneficial benefit, right? That's what that is, right? So another way of partnering, if you're flipping, you can even partner, you guys, with the seller, right? How do you partner with the seller? If the property, if you can partner with the seller by getting the seller to agree to hold the note, right? And you do the work and then pay them on the back end. That's partnering with the seller. You can get a contractor to partner with you to do the work and then give them a percentage of the back end. That's partnering with the contractor, right? You can partner with anybody. Hell, you can partner with a real estate agent by saying, look, I help you out. If you're another agent, of course, if you're not an agent, you can't do this. But I'm gonna bring you a lot of deals. Two agents can partner. I'm gonna bring you a lot of deals, but I'm gonna refer them to you, and then you get me my 25%. That's partnering with another agent. You can partner with each other. We're partnering right now to do this bandit sign campaign, right? That's a partnership. You can partner in marketing. The problem that we all have so many times, everybody, is that everybody has been taught that if you cannot do it on your own, go sit your ass down somewhere. If you can't do it on your own, you should be able to do it on your own. You should be able to figure it out on your own. That's all nonsense. The people who reach high heights are the people who understand the importance of partnerships. What they say, team, together everybody achieves more. What they say, teamwork makes the dream work. Partnerships are just creating teams. That's what they are. It's creating teams. And that's why I love this group. That's why I love y'all. Whether it gets huge or it stays small. I'm watching y'all right now create partnerships in this group by pooling your money together to do your marketing. That's hot. That's amazing. And the fact that you okay with doing it, that means you're smart people, okay? That's just a smart move. You'll get further faster if you partner with people. Everybody's got different skill sets. I want to see you guys partner in wholesale deals and partner in flips and partner in buying wholes. I want to see y'all partner in all of this kind of stuff, because it's something that you get further faster when you partner, right? So partnership, how do you partnership in a buy and hold? Well, how do you partner in a buy and hold? Well, in a buy and hold, you can partner with somebody with their credit. If they don't have the credit, if you don't have the credit that you need, you go find somebody who has the credit, right? Maybe, and so a partnership is also like in our training, we're able to offer people the benefit of the history of work that we've done. So you partner with somebody who has a history of deals, of flips or whatever, then a hard money lender will be more inclined to do business with you, because they see it's not just you standing by yourself. You've partnered with someone, a contractor, someone else who has a history of doing those things, right? A rehabber, a flipper, or a turnkey person who understands the business and who they know they can have faith in can get that project rehab. That's the point of partnering. And so that's why I love group stuff. People think that everything it's not about doing it on your own, you guys. It's about creating partnerships. So with flipping, you can partner with the contractor. Flipping, you can partner again with somebody with credit, or maybe somebody has cash for a down payment and you don't have it. And you got the credit, vice versa. Maybe there's 3 of y'all. I was working with a company about 4 years ago, and they showed me so many different ways to partner in their program that they had. People bringing money, people bringing credit. Look, I can partner with you as an investor and not put 1 red cent out of my pocket if you're brand new, because I got what I got up here. I can use my training and my experience and my resources as my equity. Y'all got what I'm saying? So learning this business, the way you're learning this business is going to become an absolute asset for you, because you already have enough knowledge to go to somebody who's never had anybody teach them or train them anything ever before, and partner with them based on your knowledge base and your experience. You don't know what you're doing, and you can come to the group and watch the videos. What you saying? When I call you back, and then come watch the video, and then go back. And now you got something there, right? So always think about whatever you have as your collateral. A lot of times can be your experience. I've done that many times in different types of deals. I have a deal that I did with a guy in gold in Africa, and I was gonna get 20%, because guess why? I connected him to somebody who could do that deal for him. So automatically that was worth, I'm in 2 deals like that right now. I was able to connect the person with the opportunity for the deal. Some not real estate. One of us not real estate, but I'm going to get paid because I made the connection, because I was doing what? Wholesaling again, right? I was being the middle person, and there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all. Bye, Facebook land. So that segment was on Facebook, but they get nothing else. So those are the different types of ways that you can partner. Those are the different types of ways that you can make money in the business. Property, being a property locator, being a which is kind of like a co-wholesaler. No, it isn't. Property locator is the person who finds a property. A co-wholesaler, a wholesaler, a flipper, buy and hold, and then a developer, right? You can partner as a developer, and to become a developer, you guys, by going and finding this properties. Like, I'm digging, I am scouring Baltimore City. We had a meeting the other day that was really powerful. It was this past Thursday, Wednesday or Thursday, with a guy who's in charge of vacancy values in Baltimore City. And he sat down with us and brought up a screen that you can't see unless he sits down with you, and showed us where all the development was going on in the city. And it's designated by these blue border lines, boundary lines that they have. And so we got the opportunity to see where all the stuff is happening and I'm not Charles Village. I forget, I have it written down, but he gave us like 4 different neighborhoods. And then I saw the neighborhood that we're working in with Rashid. I would, I'm not gonna say what that neighborhood is right now because Rashid will get mad at me. But the neighborhood that we're working in with Rashid found out that Bon Secours Hospital is getting ready to just converge on it. So then I started doing my homework, right? Because I'm telling y'all, get online and research these communities. I don't care what community you're looking at, research it, learn more about it. I Google. I'm up 1 o'clock in the morning, Googling. Google is my best friend. Googleita, that's my chick, right? So Googleita, me and her, we hang out a lot every day. Matter of fact, don't tell me something that I don't believe. I will stand right in front of you and go, that ain't true. I will check it on Google in a heartbeat, right? So I checked and found out that, and this is private information. Most people don't realize this. Bon Secours Hospital was just purchased by LifeBridge. Okay, LifeBridge is one of the largest and will be probably the largest health system that we have in this region, and they just purchased Bon Secours. Now, LifeBridge is run by people who don't look like us. Okay, and so I don't have anything against anybody, but I like to watch the way certain communities do business. These people, okay. Baltimore City is about to undergo a transformation that we will look back on in the next 10 years and kick ourselves if we don't become a part of. So I'm not walking around talking about Baltimore City just because the properties are inexpensive. I want everybody that I can touch and tell about Baltimore City to understand that Baltimore City is that Microsoft bus you missed. It's that whatever those big things are that you saw that you could have been a part of and you weren't a part of them because you had your head somewhere else. This is it. This is the last frontier. He said it, the guy we met with, he said, people don't understand, this is the last place in the region on the East Coast to purchase properties and make a profit at this level. People running out to Detroit. Got a business partner. We're doing an assisted living facility together. I got to go to my class next week. And his buddy, he running all out that Detroit. Call me talking about, all he needs is $5,000. I'm like, why the hell would I give you $5,000 to invest in Detroit when I live I'm in Baltimore? That don't make sense to me. Detroit doesn't have the cocktail that Baltimore City has. They just got rid of the mayor. Y'all see that? What y'all think that means? Pay attention. Pay attention. As soon as she started, that lady was never charged with anything, nothing. They pushed on her and stepped on her neck so hard that she resigned. Okay? They moved somebody else in there, but he's just interim. Watch and see the next face you see as a Baltimore City mayor. Watch how Baltimore the government starts to change. When he showed me that huge Baltimore City map, and Baltimore City is huge. Thank God for my GPS. It's crazy, and it takes me all back up in the streets and stuff when I go around and go places. I've seen places over the past couple of days in Baltimore City that made me feel like I was in upper Northwest in Washington, D.C. And these are little pods of places that most people don't know. Most of Baltimore is not the city that you see that's run down. Y'all do know that, right? Most of Baltimore is Baltimore. Matter of fact, Maryland is one of the states in the country that has the highest priced houses, and they're not in PG County. They're not in Howard County. They're not in Montgomery County. They're in Baltimore County. That's where the people move with the big money, so they can have the ranches and the farms and be away from all the people being in their business. You go back up Green Spring Valley Drive and all these streets, but Marriottsville Road, these places are where the people live that have the money, okay? And so Baltimore County is great, but Baltimore City is about to be on and popping. So don't be afraid of Baltimore, because Baltimore is going to turn you into a millionaire if you play your cards right, if you stay close to the people who know what they're doing, and if you educate yourself. That whole Bon Secours LifeBridge purchase, I didn't find out about that. I actually did not find out about that. I didn't find out about that easily. I had to Google, because I saw an article on it, but only the only way you could read the article was to pay a $50 membership to the businessjournal.com. But I kept Googling and using different segments of the title and different segments until I found it free place for me to read it. That tells me they're not interested in you all knowing that as common knowledge. It was not easy for me to find. I had to dig. Then it was I found what do you call, not RFPs, but all these projections and reports and all of that kind of stuff. So you have to do your homework on every neighborhood, and truly every neighborhood, Prince George's County, Howard County, they all are undergoing major revitalization. Every single one. The slower parts of Howard County and Columbia, those older neighborhoods, all of those shopping centers are being redone. Where we do our Wednesday night meeting at the Sheraton Columbia, the owner, because my son works for that hotel, so they're getting ready to rip down all the large hotels that they have on the side. They're putting up a huge hotel, something like Howard County has never seen before. They're going to have an amphitheater in the middle of that lake, okay? I mean, the stuff that they're doing is mind-blowing, but you won't know if you don't do your homework and you don't ask questions. Right? So you have to do your homework and you have to ask questions. Why? I'm going to go right back to the partnering, because you're a more formidable, desirable partner when you know stuff that other people don't know. You have to build your knowledge base in this business. That's what sets us apart from every single body else. That's what's going to make you see. When we started in this business, Haywood and I teaching, there may have been 3 people that taught real estate investing nationally. There was no Than Merrill, okay? Robert Kiyosaki was the only person who was teaching. You had, what's his name? The wholesale guy. What is his name? I would get in so much trouble if Haywood see it. I couldn't remember him. But he's an older guy, really not doing well right now health-wise. It was him. There were not a lot of people. No, not Carlton Sheets. This guy's a wholesaler. I can't even, the fact that I can't remember his name, I learned so much from him. But there were maybe about 4 people tops. There was a girl who called herself the goddess of wholesaling, an older white woman. And she's still around, kind of, sort of. But there weren't a lot of people. Now you guys have got people throwing you stuff left, right, sideways, up, down, punching you in the face with it, tripping you, making you fall on it. It's really hard. I would hate to be a new person in this business right now. I really, really would. But one of the things that none of them teach you to do is to become an expert and a source of knowledge for whatever you want to do in this business and you want to pursue. And the reason why they don't teach you that is because they don't want you, because if you know too much, you'll know they're full of garbage, right? So they don't want you to know a whole lot, but do your research, your spare time. I asked you guys, I didn't get nothing from nobody yet, but I asked you guys to send me your schedule for what hours you were going to do your business, what days and what hours you're going to do your business. When you do that schedule, allocate time for research. I said that when I told you all about the schedule. Adrian, you're new, so you don't know. But I allocate time for research, for driving around, for going to community organization meetings. You see those meetings, they have them posted up at the corner of the street about a community, town meeting or zoning meeting. Go see what's going on. You're a real estate investor. Go see what's happening. You need to investigate that. Go look and see what is happening so that you'll know what's happening, because people will pay for what you know. And I would like to pull some more trainers out of this group, right? So, people will pay for what you know, beyond a shadow of a doubt. So do your homework. Study. You can partner as a wholesaler. You can partner as a flipper. You can partner as a buy and hold person. You can partner even in your marketing. But always be partnering, because when you create these different relationships, you'll find out later on they'll support you in what other endeavors that you have, even if they're just real estate. The person that you partner with as a wholesaler, maybe one day that person will be doing flips. And they'll need a credit partner, or they need a cash partner, or they'll need somebody to now bring them the deals that they brought to you, right? So do your homework and stay connected to the people who help you. The last thing I'll say on this is, and I'm gonna say this because it's come up too many times for me over the past couple of days, realize the value in what you have as training. There's a student in the group, and I'm not gonna say the person's name, but the person asked me this morning, and I know you're watching, so I'm saying it so you can hear me. Person asked me for information teaching on lease options. And I'm gonna do my own little griping PSA about this on Facebook in a minute. And so, in the group we have Carrie Woods, and Carrie teaches lease options. And so the person said to me, well, I heard about this guy named Carrie Woods, and they told me I should go to him. And I said, well, you should, but have you looked at the banner? He's one of the traders in the group. And the person said to me, Oh, yeah, okay, well, and I said, you know what, let me talk to Kerry and see if I could get him to put one of his trainings in the group at a discount. Because I don't teach lease options. I'm not going to tell anybody that I do that. I don't teach that. That's not my expertise. I've never done one. I don't have a problem telling you that because I've done hundreds of deals. So I've never done a lease option. Right? So I said, let me see if I can get Kerry to put one. Kerry goes, gets his course that I know for a fact that he charged people $1,500 for, puts it in the group and makes it available to us for $400. Okay? And the person says to me, I said, did you see? Kerry put the training in the group because you said that you wanted it. The person says to me, oh, well, matter of fact, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to read exactly what the person said because I don't want to lie on nobody. The person said to me, and I'm not making fun of you, person, because I know you got it now, but I just want to address mindset. No, I didn't buy it, but what would I learn different that I probably already know about it? Huh? Okay, so because you're in this group, somebody found a way for you to pay $1,100 less for a course that's going to teach you how to make hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. And that's your answer? Well, let me tell you guys, the reason why that's the answer is because it's too cheap. Had I left it, had I made him leave it at the $1,500, that wouldn't have been the answer. Realize the value that you have in this group. I'm not saying that to you for you to go tell anybody about it. I'm saying that to you because of what you have. I know for a fact that you can't be in a group because for all intent and purposes, this is a mastermind. Y'all do understand that, right? And for all intent and purposes, y'all know how many masterminds out there are selling $10,000 programs. So understand, y'all can ask me any question you want while we're on here. Now, I'm not going with you to a property like I do with David or like I do with Rashid, or getting on the phone or sitting down for 2 hours and go over the funding. I'm not doing that with people who are not my private mentoring students. The however is, while we're here on this format, you can ask me whatever the hell you want. And you can put it in the group. And if one of the other trainers sees it, they will answer it. So utilize it. I tell you, go through the group, go through the, scroll through and look at the old trainings. They're valuable. Go get that information. Nobody else is giving this to you. I can say that. I mentioned we're offering $5,000, David, $5,000 now. All it's going to get you is learning about wholesaling. That's all it's going to get you. Now it's $10,000 and $25,000 if you want to learn about rehab and you want to go through that. And a $25,000 program, you're learning about marketing, you're learning about wholesale, you're learning everything. We calling it the whole enchilada. You're learning everything. And we're walking you through your rehab. You're going to learn lease options. You're going to learn a whole bunch of stuff in that class. It's so packed full of stuff. But I know for a fact that that $25,000 class is $100,000 with anybody else that you go to. Because you're talking to us. We're meeting with you. We're teaching you. We're not just telling you nonsense. Oh, good. That's good, Valencia. Valencia said she went through last week's training this morning and it blessed her. I appreciate that. And I'm not just teaching, I'm teaching mindset stuff. We're teaching all kind of stuff. So you guys know the value of the group and take advantage of it. You guys are, for all intents and purposes, like I said, founding members, right? Because it's not going to stay. I've already raised the price in the group already. And it's got raised again. And I'm working with somebody now to help me build it up. So the price in the group, who knows what it's going to end up to be because of the stuff that's going to be put into the group. There's going to be a free group, but it's not going to have this stuff in it. It'll have little snippets of stuff. And it'll have a lot of articles, a lot of information about the business. But it's not going to have real teaching stuff. So go through it. Adrian, you're new. Scroll through it. Take advantage of it. If you can help not missing a training, don't miss one because it's your opportunity to ask a question. Right now, I'm working a deal in New York. Getting ready to work another deal in New York. And it looks like I might be working a deal in Colorado. And all of this stuff is being done virtually. So the relationships that you guys make them in here, but then also go to the different groups. Go to Bigger Pockets and see what they're talking about, right? Go to CRE Online, CRE Online, and see what they're talking. I want you to go to these different places and connect with people. Build your buyers list for when you put your properties under contract. But most of all, hustle. Don't be comfortable, y'all. You cannot be comfortable. If today your president did something dumb that took your job from you, how you gonna function? How are you going to make it? And not just make it, but how you going to thrive? The next set of trainings that we're getting ready to do are going to be about thriving in a shifted economy, because the economy is getting ready to shift. And y'all hurry up, because these numbers are going to change quickly over the next 2 years. I cannot tell you enough. This is not a time to be comfortable. You have to hustle. You know, I love the fact that President Obama was in office for 8 years, but honestly, this shit put us to sleep. We went to sleep. We got comfortable, and we thought that everything had changed, but it was a setup for now. Because we got so comfortable, we didn't hustle. I think I was the angriest about when Trump got into office, honestly. I don't hate him. I don't hate anybody. He is who he is. Was the fact that I didn't hustle harder when I had somebody in office who actually wasn't going to try to take everything that I had. And I didn't do that. So now Trump has taught us what it's like when when your country doesn't help you, right? So we have to behave in a manner like we're islands when it comes to making our money. So y'all got to hustle. Treat this like wholesaling, flipping, turnkey is not going to be available for you in 12 months. Now, of course it will, because it's, you know, the economy goes in cycles, but you want to act like it's not, because you want to hustle like there is no tomorrow. So don't be lackadaisical. Don't be complacent. You know, get moving, get making it happen. So is there anything that anybody has a question about? David, you and I are going to meet after we finish with this. So I'm going to jump off of here now. David and I are going to meet. You guys, you got any questions, DM me or put them in the group. I will answer you. Stacy, you and I will talk maybe later on today about some of the stuff we talked about yesterday. And these leads are going to come in pretty soon, you all, from, like I said, from the signs once we put them out there. But there's so many, and Stacy put a trillion different things in the group that are resources. Look at them, okay? Read them, examine them, because Stacy, God bless him, has been to every training. And he's worked with so many different mentors, but that's going to benefit him right now because he has a lot of resources that he can pull on and that he can use. Valencia has been a victim of going to these big shops and spending money and not getting nothing but a bill that she got to pay. So don't be that person. Utilize what's in here. Adrian, like I said, welcome to the group. You need anything, you always know you can DM me, send me a message, or we'll talk about it, and we will meet next week. I think Kerry's going to put another, he's been really busy. He's actually getting married soon. But he's going to put another training in the group for you guys on, I think, setting up your business, like your real estate business, your VAs and all that kind of stuff. So stay tuned for that, and I will see y'all next week. Oopsies. Thank you. We're going to log off here, and we're going to come back on. Okay, Dave?